That's so fine.
2 minutes past 9. Good evening, and welcome to the 1927 Club podcast. We are here tonight to delve deep into the realms of Burton Albion 2, Cardiff City 2. I'm joined tonight, as ever, by Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, my friend. How are we?
Evening, not bad. Disappointed, but not bad. Like yourself?
Yeah, it's one of them games, I think, when we're going into half-time 1-0 down, and we played, fairly poor first half, I think, in our, from our, what the standards we've set already this season. But, then to get the 2 goals early in the second half, especially that one so early in the second half, and then to capitalise and get another one from Robbo, or Alex Robertson, to kind of finish the game 2-2. Was disappointing, and if I'm completely honest, we probably could have lost it right at the death as well.
Yeah.
Bar a poor finish from them. So, yeah, difficult one to take. But I think looking at the bigger picture, with some of the results they've had against some top teams in the division, I think is a point gained and is a point in the right direction for where we're going. I know people will probably jump on the bandwagon now over the next couple of days and say, oh, we've blown a 4-point lead from Lincoln now and it's down to 2, and the point difference between us and third is now only 8 points. But yeah, I think we're still doing what we need to do. I think if we continue the average points per game that we have been getting, then we'll be absolutely fine. But me knowing lots of Cardiff City fans, there'll be a lot of frustrated fans out there. And I get that, but I think look at the bigger picture. It's a point got on the road. Another difficult one away next week to Rotherham. So, reset now this week. There's no games midweek, so they got a full week to kind of right the wrongs then from today. I just done the first half in particular. I just thought, we didn't kind of get off the bus. For me, we didn't look like the Cardiff City that we've been for, the last 3 or 4 games there, maybe.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, the Tuesday night, I don't think we got a second gear Tuesday night, and we took Barnsley apart. You're thinking, go to now, another performance like that, but like I said, a poor start, and disappointed with the lineup as well. The changes. Again, I'm a big fan of Callum Robertson. I just thought after the performance Tuesday night of Kellerman through the middle and Joel in the 10, maybe just stick with that, but he didn't stick with it. And I think we are struggling against teams like to bully us a bit. And I know you said about the poor refereeing again. It's a frustrating thing with the refs. It's one of those. We're not going to get anything. So we got to do ourselves.
Like I said to you before we come on live, I think he was poor, and he was poor for both teams. I think we could have picked up. I think they had ended up the game with 2 yellow cards. We had one. Roland Kapakio got yellow carded in the first half. There was plenty of decisions that could have gone either way. If I'm completely honest, I thought he was poor for both teams. Obviously, we had a couple of penalty shouts during the game. Looking back on it, I'm not convinced, but I've definitely seen him given. But yeah, it was another poor performance by the man in the middle, if I'm completely honest. But like I said, that's not blaming the result on that, because I thought he was poor for both teams.
Yeah, and I know you said earlier about they could have won at the end, but poor finish. Full credit to Ryan Wintle, I think, for there, who tracked his runner all the way back. I think he put him off. The tackle at the end, he got stuck in. I think he really put him off there. So fair play to Wintle for that. But I don't know. I just think we started so poor, and it's not like us. I know BBN came out and said in his press conference, I think it was, or post game, that the players did everything he asked them from the second half. Again, it's a point on the road. You can't complain. But you just feel like surely they should be able to start it from kick-off, really. Should we get going straight away? Just disappointed with that aspect, really.
Yeah, disappointing, but hopefully the fans who did go up had a good day. I've heard a couple of rumours there was a little bit of trouble in the away end, and there's lots of people unhappy about the lack of room, and they felt like they were in a sardine can then, should we say. I didn't realise Burton's ground was as small as it was, really. I think less than 7,000 capacity, and I think the attendance today was just under 4,900. So, taking into account, we took 1,700 fans up as well. And that, again, credit to every single Cardiff City fan who's travelled up. But yeah, I have heard a couple of things and and seen a few things on social media that, there were some things went on in the away end. I just hope everybody got home safe and sound and, enjoyed the day as best they could. But onwards and upwards, but, like I said, draw a line under it. We move on. No game to play in the week, and fully focused on Rotherham away next week, which again it's not going to be an easy game. I think they beat Exeter today 4-0 away from home. So, and with the forecast with the rain and potentially snow next week, you know what it's like at Rotherham. But that game might go ahead, might not even finish. But you don't know.
To be fair, that pitch will flood regardless. Even if the sun is out, they'll find an excuse. They will.
Yeah,
but
looking at the game today, their pitch didn't look. Ollie Tanner seemed to struggle on that left-hand side the first half, didn't he? And I suppose it's hard to tell from the TV. So if there's anybody at the ground today, what was the pitch like? Howell's in the chat, and we will come to the chat in a second to keep to say good evening to everybody. But give us your views on what it was like if you was there today.
Do you find that with most of these teams, like Burton's position, they haven't got the money to have a new pitch or all the lights and everything to keep the grass going? I mean, I think Tuesday night looked at our pitch, parts of it were looking pretty worn down, to be fair. So I think for most clubs, this, especially, I think every club in this in January, let's say, most pitches are pretty bad. Unless you're a top club, where they like the Spurs are that special thing where they rotate the pitch and everything. Most pitches are going to get turned over, and the problem is,
and I suppose the weather we've had have been brutal, haven't it? I think again we was discussing before we come on live. My boy plays, he's only under 11s, but he hasn't played a competitive game of football now since beginning of December because of the weather and pitches not available and flooding and things. So it's it's not only affecting grassroots, but obviously it affects teams in, like you said, League One, perhaps who haven't got the facilities and the technology, perhaps that can keep the fields tip-top condition. I suppose we're fortunate that we kind of geared up for that, haven't we?
Yeah, we got International Stadium Hours, isn't it? It's home of the Welsh football team, so we got some of the best facilities for the pitch. Like, and again, full time, you see the lights come out and they go across the pitch, help the recovery for the grass and stuff. Most of these teams haven't got things like that. I mean, it was a few weeks ago, there was one, I can't remember what game it was. There was one guy with a flamethrower just trying to de-ice the pitch a bit. And that's what you play up against, like, really, on these pitches. Yeah. So, again, it's disappointing. Pitch kind of helped our style of play, but, again, you'd think we could overcome that, that's all.
Yeah. So you mentioned briefly there then, Rhys, about, obviously, the starting formation. I think Joel dropped down to the bench today. Kellyman played in that, 10 position, didn't he, with, obviously, Callum Robinson then playing up top. So slightly frustrated, I think, from what you were saying that there was those changes made, and I think I can speak for you on this. That nothing against Robinson, but it just it worked well Tuesday night. Why couldn't we go again, type of thing? And I know Kellyman came off. Did he come off something like the 67th minute? And I thought he was our most dangerous player, really, and I'm surprised he came off when he did, really.
Yeah, I don't see what. The only player drop really was from the attacking front line. Really was Joel Colwell. He was dropped. He played in the 10 on Tuesday. Kellerman played the 10, saying Robbo on top. I'm a big fan of Robbo. I really am. I would much rather see Kellerman go back there and put Joe back for that energy, and he can bring Robbo off in the last 20-30 minutes if needed. I just thought the way they played on Tuesday night, the link-up play with Willock and Kellerman was brilliant, and the same with on the other side with Tanner. And I thought he could have just stuck with that they chopped and changed it a bit, and I was a bit disappointed to see that, really. I mean, I'm happy Joel got a rest. I think Baker needs one. But then...
Yeah, sorry, there was 2 changes. Obviously, Ronan Capaccio come in for Joel as well, didn't he?
But then, Capaccio, I'm a big fan of his, but he seems to be inconsistent. Like, is he that
hasn't
outstanding
played much
in the
football
game?
the last couple of months, in fairness to him, have he?
Yeah, exactly. He's that outstanding in games, or he's not having the best of times. It's clear to see we need cover there, and that's another disappointment. We haven't got that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of the chop and change of the front line. I thought Kellerman did such a good performance on Tuesday, especially leading the line and the link-up play. Why can't we keep doing like that today now? I disappointed with that, really.
Yeah, I suppose it's that consistency, week in, week out. We seem to be chopping and changing quite a lot. And, obviously BBM, we kind of backed him all the way, and we'll continue to back him. But it's just, it's like I said, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors and what they work on in training, this, that, and the other. He obviously knows what he's doing. I'd like to think he knows what he's doing. But yeah, it's a strange one. Have we fielded the same 11 all season? I doubt we have we? I'm very, very surprised if we have.
I'm not too sure. I think, again, the back four, I think Tuesday the back four's changed because Osho played last weekend and he was dropped for Fish on Tuesday. And today, Baker was dropped for Capaccio. So it's always chopping and changing somewhere in our team, isn't it, really?
Do you think that's because we have got a small squad, and we'll probably come onto the transfer situation later about bringing people in and this, that, and the other, because I know there's plenty of fans out there who are frustrated with that. But do you think he has to chop and change so much with a small squad because of the lack of numbers and just is keeping everybody fresh?
I don't know, because again, there's other teams in this league with a lot smaller squads who are forced by the same team week in, week out, and they can get results. I mean, you can't tell me that, I don't know, Joel couldn't play today because he was tired from Tuesday. Surely he should be okay to play today. If he's on the bench, he comes on. I don't know, I just think there's always changes. And again, I understand what he says, in training, someone stands out in training, which is great. Some players can do in training, some players struggle on a Saturday, but to be fair, they've all put in performances this year. They've all been brilliant. But I just think with a bit of consistency, they'll build partnerships and rhythms and a bit more cohesion. I don't know, it's disappointed me not to see the same type team today. But again, we don't know what's happened. We don't know if Joel picked up a slight knock or his hamstring was a bit tight. We don't quite know, but this is one of the things where we don't find out this start thing. If the man's got said, he's a bit tight in his hamstring, at least we all go all right, and that's why he's dropped to the end. That's why Osho was dropped because of this. But we don't get told of this stuff, so it's always a bit difficult then from the outside, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and we could be on here, talking complete and at the bollocks, and there's a rational decision behind it. But hey, right, let's dive into the comments then before it starts getting bonkers, and we can't remember what the comments meant. So Graham's in the chat. Good evening, Gray. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Evening. Do we need another striker or give Robbo more minutes? Just thoughts on that one.
I think we do need cover up top. I mean, it's one of those where Callum Robinson in form is deadly at any level. Unfortunately, though, the way we play, we have a target man. The target man links up others to play. Salek does so well because he brings others to play, holds the ball up, allowing the wide men to get further forward. They tend to pick the ball up off him and spray it about. I think without Salek, we've seen we do lack that focal point. I mean, if you have to link it along like today, we did a few times, you need the target man to hit the two. Robertson can't play the target man. He drops deep. He's like a false 9. He's better suited to the 10 for me than he is the 9 now. I think we do need definitely cover up top. Unfortunately, I think with us alone, I don't think you need to go out and buy someone, but a loan player. But then you've got to try and identify one. And I'm sure the club have got a list of players, but it just doesn't seem to be happening.
No, and he's come out, hasn't he, and said pretty much, I don't think we'd be surprised. I know there's been rumours about this young lad from Liverpool. I'm sure I seen something last night. He was playing for Liverpool under 21s last night or the night before, and then, the move is looking close. But, that seems to be the only thing that I've been hearing at the moment. I know there's lots of fans out there who are frustrated that we haven't perhaps brought in a few more. My personal opinion was, I didn't want to bring in 3-4 players. I don't think I'm quite happy with what we got as long as we can keep everybody fit. And that's the trouble, really. It's difficult to bring people in anticipating people are going to get injured, I suppose. And, you bring in 3 or 4 people in, and is that going to upset the apple cart then? And it's a difficult one, but
for me, this question's got to be asked to me, right? Because you can't tell me there's ever been a manager who's happy with what he's got. Obviously, BBM will be happy with what he has right now, but every manager will want to add 1 or 2 just to add something, to freshen things up, just to add a bit of quality. He strikes me as a guy who'll have a list of players for each position. The fact, I know we spoke to 1 or 2 and we missed out on 1 or 2 this window so far, right? But for the fact is, we've all gone into this window knowing we need cover at left back. Joel needs cover. We've all know it. I think it's been said so many times in December, at the start of January. It seems to be we've waited to the last minute to try and bring someone in, and the boy went off injured there last night. Now, one, if we are close to bringing him in, why is he playing for the other 21s?
Yeah.
Like we said earlier. 2, why would we leave it to the very last minute knowing something like this could happen? 3,
here's a question for you then, right? Would you have sent Louis Giles out on loan?
Yes.
Before we'd got anybody else in?
Straight away, regardless, yes. I think Louis was looking really sharp last season. I don't want to say I think he's stagnated a bit this year. And he needed that first team football somewhere else. And that's not just with us, but he needed men's first team football week in, week out. He needed to get some games. I just don't think he was going to have it with us. I think like with Kapaku covering left back today now, or NG's covered it before. There's others that can do that. But you do need a proper left back coming on loan. And my issue is, right, BBM strikes me as the guy who's gone up to the board and said, there's a list of players I would like us to sign. Now, obviously, he's not going to come out and say the club haven't backed me or the club aren't backing me because they're the employers. You can't upset the apple cart, really. You just can't. But as fans, we're looking from the outside going, he's mentioned he wants a left back. We've waited till the very end of the window. That looks like it's going to fall through. Then we could end up signing no one. He was asked today now, any news on signings? No. Surely somebody's going to be asked. I mean, January previously for us has been brilliant. Sorry Carber, Tommy Doyle, Cody Dreamer, Salik last season. We've always been really active in January and have always done really well. And all of a sudden now it's all gone quiet. We were told in the summer the club were putting players towards BBM and he was saying, no, I don't want him. Is that happening again? Is the club saying these are the players we're looking to sign for you? And he's saying they're not good enough. They're not my players. Is it that? We don't know. And it's frustrating because the same people who signed likes of Kanga, are they still in the position where they are putting names forward? We just don't know what's going on. And we do need to strengthen. We do need 1 or 2 players to come in to cover. And the fact we're doing nothing, and it looks like we waited to the last minute to actually make an approach to someone. We made approaches for other players, but they've not come off. They've gone elsewhere. But now, Scanlon, well, if he's injured and he can't come to us on loan now, do we then go back to the drawing board and try and find someone in the last minute? At that point, are you panicking? I mean, it just comes across as...
We've still got 2 days. We'll have 4 players in by 7 o'clock Monday, man. Don't worry about it.
But that's the thing, though. The players do come in now, as, there will be question marks over it. There'll be question marks in. Well, are they first choice? Are they panic loans? Are they just brought in to keep the fan base on side? Again, I'm happy with the side we got. But Joe Well doesn't cover left back. If Salik is injured, we do need cover up top. And I just think it just seems to be this year, especially with the embargo as well, it's just another thing that adds into the frustration of the fans towards the board. And they seem to shoot themselves in the foot all the time. And they don't seem to help the cause.
Yeah. Paul says, good evening, Paul. Evening, chaps. Hope you're well. Points dropped today. Striker needed for what Robinson's done for us over the last few years. This season, I just don't see the levels with him. And in Robinson's defence, it's got to be difficult to hit the levels that he's reached previously, playing 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I know he played a large majority of the game today, but you could tell he was rusty, couldn't you? He had a couple of swings at the ball and it didn't kind of come off. But he's still hungry, he's still running, he's still dropping, like we said earlier, he's dropping deep to get the ball. but for whatever reason, he's just haven't hit them heights. And I put a lot of that down to, again, playing 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It's got to be so hard if you're not playing week in, week out.
Well, if you remember this towards the start of the season, Salek was struggling for goals, and Robinson had 5-5 at one point, and was dropped then for the next 2 games for Salek. You are thinking then, he's in form, keep him going, but he gets dropped. Then he comes on for like 5 minutes, like I said, 5 minutes, 10 minutes there, gets a goal, dropped again, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It is hard to find a rhythm. I do think the style of play now does require a target man, like Salek, and maybe that goes against Robertson in some regards, but he does drop deeper. So I see him more as the 10 now than the 9. I mean, I just think we do need to bring some coverage. Someone to challenge him if he goes injured, if he gets off injured now, or he picks up a hamstring injury now, we're going to recognise striker apart from Isaac Davis. At that point, then you got one striker, and you're hoping Kellerman might have to cover, or Ashford might have to cover. I do think we need a striker.
Yeah, and I think I asked you the question before we come on live. Would you have perhaps changed Robinson and Isaac Davis a little bit earlier than the 87th minute today, just to give Isaac Davis a bit more game time and obviously fresh legs, and we all know the pace Isaac Davis have got. For me, I probably would have looked to have brought him on around the 70th, 70th, 75th minute, but we didn't. 87th minute. But yeah, it's a difficult one, but and like I said, I don't want to be too downbeat because in my personal opinion, I think it's a good point on the road. Like I said earlier, they've turned some good teams over there this year. I think the way they set up in the first half, relying a lot on long throws. Their first goal came from a long throw, bit of a deflection of Kellyman, who was on the floor at the time. Popped the ball, sat up lovely for him to finish that. And don't get me wrong, he took the goal well. But we talk about the rub of the green and right things happening at the right time on Tuesday against Barnsley. And you look at the 2 goals we've conceded today, 2 deflections. Or any other day that they don't happen, and we go on to win the game comfortably. But I suppose it's football, innit? These things happen, and just got to move on.
Yeah, and again, think about the home fixture. We couldn't even score, and they had one chance and they scored. Today we put 2 goals past them, and whenever you score 2, you're disappointed not to come away with a win. Set pieces, it's like, I won't say a problem, but we do seem a bit, a bit light when it comes to defending set pieces. I feel the goals we've seen this season have all been from set pieces. Throw-ins, I mean, defending them is one thing. I mean, we're not that great when we have the ball when we have a throw-in. The amount of times players turn it back and walk away, there's no movement for the ball. That's frustrating. But yeah, again, it's a point on the road. Pick ourselves up. We've got a week off now. Any tight muscles or anything, get that sorted. Go again next Saturday. Smash Rotherham away next Saturday. Keep ourselves top of the league. Put pressure on the teams around us.
Yeah, I agree, but I agree. Cardiff City fan, good evening. Thanks for tuning in again. The referee, though, first half, maybe a red, a blatant penalty, and an obvious handball, and an obvious corner. Yeah, like I said, we've highlighted the referee made some shocking calls, and again, not just for us, but for both sides. Howell says, I just hope these draws don't come back to bite us on the backside. Lincoln have Plymouth away and Bolton home next. This is a good point. Bagan can't be benched until a left back comes in.
Yeah, we all agree.
Yeah, but again, it's like you would think if he was carrying a knock or whatever, like you said earlier, we don't know what goes on. But then surely if he was carrying a knock, he wouldn't have put him on straight after half time type of thing. You would have thought he would have gone on if kind of needed, really, wouldn't you? But I think he did make a difference. And, I'm not slating Ronan Kapaki. I just didn't look comfortable there. And, Bagan did make a difference second half, I thought.
I think you had to make the change from also. Like I said, Kapaki would struggle a bit of left back. But it's if he's carried a bit of a knock, it's a tough ask to ask him to come on, do 4 to 5 minutes in a league game. This is why we need cover. This is why something should have been done before now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Paul says, today was calling out for Salek. We missed him today. Too many times we had our wingers looking to cross, but nobody there. Robbo is not a target man, so why are we still playing as there is one? It's a great point. And another point I wanted to pick up on that comment as well is that, again, we had 60% possession of the ball today. I think we had a total of 7 shots on goal today, and only 3 of them were on target. I think BBM will probably be the first one to tell you that's not good enough, really, is it?
Yeah, I think we had 19 touches in the away box and only 3 shots on target. I know they had 10 shots. 10 shots they had and 2 on target.
And I'm not really into the stats and stuff but I think against Barnsley on Tuesday, and I know we were the home team, I think we had something like 521 successful passes. Today was 350, I think it was. A lot more than Burton again, but I think you've got to give credit to Burton because they didn't allow us to play the football that we have played over the last few weeks, and obviously put Barnsley to the sword on Tuesday. So I think we got to give a little bit of credit to Burton as well, and just realise that we were not. I wouldn't even say we were at our B game today, but to be honest.
Well, again, if you're a Burton fan, you're coming away for this landed. It's a great performance from them. To be fair to them, it's a fantastic performance from them. This is us 2 years ago, the Championship, playing with other big teams, trying to avoid defeat, a scrappy goal, or you get 2 scrappy goals. You landed, you come away thinking that's a massive point for us. It's huge. And again, for them, it'll be a good point for them. And to be fair, they pressed us really well. They got stuck in our faces, stopped us playing our natural game in the first half. When we did play our game, we scored 2 goals. So they'll be coming away delighted with the point, I think. Probably wishing they could have the 3, especially the last chance, at the end. But for us, I think it says how far we've come as a club. But we're disappointed to only come away with a draw away from home.
Yeah, I agree. Cardiff City fan says, better not be called off. I'm going up next week. Cardiff City fan, is you a name Ryan by any chance? If you can confirm that, and when I work through the comments later on, I'll have a little look, because I got a funny feeling it might be Ryan, but I'm not sure. Ryan, if it is Ryan does match day vlogs, and I think his name on his channel, I think, is that Cardiff City fan, I believe. So if you are Ryan and it is you, put your link to your channel in your bit, or the name of your channel, and people can. He's a very passionate young man. if that is Ryan, I might be barking up the wrong tree and be completely wrong, but we shall see now. Baffling to keep your best left back on the bench and a youngster out of position. Yeah. Cardiff City fan says NG should have gone left back if Bagan needed a rest. It's not for Capaccio at all. Yeah, I get that. And I suppose NG's probably got big, broader shoulders to probably take a little bit of criticism if he's not having the best game there, and put Capaccio at right back. It's more familiar to him. But again, we're never going to slay Capaccio. He's an outstanding talent. He's a young man. He's learning. He's playing in a position that's not familiar to him, but he can do a job there. But for whatever reason today, it didn't happen. But I'm sure he'll come back better for it. And Bagan will be starting next Saturday, or guaranteed. Mark Cox, good evening, my friend. Whilst I'm frustrated, we continue to win home games and pick up points away from home. That's all we can do, buddy. That's all we can do. It's still in our hands, isn't it?
Exactly. Again, we know every successful team, you win your home games and you pick up points on the road, and that's all you got to do. If you do that, come the end of the season, you should be there or thereabouts.
Capaccio's not a left back yet. I think a couple of people have said that now. Robertson shouldn't have come off. He weren't booked for once, and he was on to and playing well. I thought he had a decent game today. And obviously nice to see him score 2 goals. He's like I said, I think we talked about it in the week, didn't we? That partnership he's bringing up with Wintle now is perhaps not so much first half. The second half was much better. Wintle's work rate is, like you said, with that last goal, him chasing that back is, he's got an engine on him, haven't he?
Yeah, determination as well. You know, even if he thinks he can't beat the guy, he's still busting a gut to get back. That's what fans. That's all we want to see. But to be fair to Robertson's second goal, man, the run he makes, that's intelligence. That is. That's knowing where the ball's going to go and just getting there first.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. That is.
Howell says, do you think with us being top for so long, the players have dropped the intensity a little? We've been good for so long. Hope we don't bottle it. I don't think we have, to be honest. I don't think BBM would allow that. I don't think some of the players would be in the starting lineup if intensity dropped. I don't think he would allow that, if I'm honest. Other people might think different. That's just my personal opinion. I think what we got to remember as well is, like, playing Burton Albion away today, we're top of the league. That should raise their game straight away as well. It's a cup final for them today, isn't it? Let's be fair. And I think every time we play a team away like that, it is going to make them raise the bar a little bit. And like I said, I couldn't fault them first half. I thought they managed the game well and done what they had to do, really, to go in with a 1-0 lead.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, they will raise the game because we are coming to their place. They want to put on a show. But I think we spoke to Matthew Connolly a few months back, and he was saying, you know, when it's your first promotion, all of a sudden the pressure gets to you. And every game you're nervous, thinking, "Oh, the team's around us are winning. We've got to get results." It's a young squad. We don't know how this has affected them mentally as well. I mean, it doesn't look like they are, you know, panicking or anything, especially at the Tuesday night. But we have to consider that as well for a young squad. For a lot of them, this is the first time. There will be a bit of pressure building for them.
Yeah, I agree. Apart from Bagan, the subs didn't make much sense today. Our most effective players today were Kellyman, Willock and Robertson, all subbed. Mark Cox says as well that Scanlon went off injured last night.
Exactly.
Liverpool.
Again, we don't know now if that means he's out for a while. If that's the case, do we go back to the drawing board and try and panic buy sign a left back? And like I said earlier, anyone we sign now at this point, people will be questioning, is it a panic sign? Is it a sign to keep fans happy? No, was it a first choice? If it's a first choice, why does it take so long? These are questions the club now have the club have done this to themselves now, and fans are going to ask questions, and unfortunately, they haven't helped themselves.
Yeah. Cardiff City fan says, is he out for long? Jonathan Mordecai. Apparently it was tactical. He wanted to make it for the last train. I have no idea. This is the first I heard about it and picking up an injury. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Be just our luck to sign him now, and he's not fit for 6 or 8 weeks. That'd be Cardiff City all over that, wouldn't it?
Exactly. That's typical us, to be fair, isn't it? Trying to see if he's injured now.
Mark Cox said, speak to any player there, never tired when they're playing for a winning team. Yeah, that's a good point. Cardiff City fans, throw-ins were just a nightmare defensively, but we can't take them either. I think you said that just now, didn't
you?
Yeah. Mark Cox says, today shows how important Salek and Bagan are. Like I said, having that big target man up front, I think that, you know, he tried playing balls out to Tanner. I wouldn't say he's the most, what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't got the most prowess in winning headers and things. But, you know, even though the likes of Ruben, I thought before he had his injury, I think his aerial contributions this year have been much better than perhaps previous seasons. You know, he's a big lad. So I think obviously we've missed that in Ruben as well. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Well, first of all, I think we have a tendency with crosses to float slow balls in. And, you know, teams put 2 men on Salek at that point normally, and I know they just bully him off the ball. So the fact we floating crosses in, the likes of Robertson in the box, it's not his game. Drill the ball in, hit it hard across the floor. You know, it might clear it might take deflection, you might get someone on the end of it. I thought crosses have been strange. I can't remember we played a few weeks ago. The whole game was it maybe Doncaster? No, it was. It was Stockport or Stevenage. Sorry, it might be Stevenage. I think they got like the tallest back line in the league, and we were floating slow balls in. And they're wondering what, you know, we were saying not for so long. Cross the ball more. That game they said across the ball against like the biggest defence. and then they wonder why I'm losing the ball, losing out the headers. I can just drill the ball in. Put some pace on it, like whip it in. I just don't get it.
Jonathan says Robinson doesn't suit our system. He needs to be up front in a 2. I think his time is up, to be honest. We don't play a front 2 and can't see BBM playing a front 2. It's a fair comment.
I still think he can do the job of the 10. But then who plays up front then at that point?
Well, if Salek's not available.
Yeah, you could put Kellerman there, but Kellerman, I don't know, it doesn't seem to work quite right. I think Kellerman looks better in the 10. So does Ruben and Robinson. But Robinson seems to be struggling in this setup as the 9. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I do think we need to bring someone on, mind. Sign someone in on loan, just a target man. Yeah. Just a cover, but I just don't know.
Need all your thoughts. Could Davis have finished that chance that he completely missed it? I think he dragged it with his left foot, didn't he?
It's just one of those where I don't know.
Just instinct when he tried to hit it, perhaps. He might have been able to take another touch, but he had that defender right on him, and I suppose his natural instinct is just to try and put his foot through it. But obviously, with his weaker foot, he didn't get much joy out of it. Bless him. But I would have liked to have seen him come on a little bit earlier. I would have.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit strange when they're so late in the game. It's hard to be impacted at that point then, really. Or it takes players like 10 minutes just to get into the rhythm of a game when they come on late as a sub. So it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit of a strange one.
Cardiff City fan asked about Ruben Caldwell. We need him back ASAP. Jonathan said about another month. I think he's slightly ahead of where he needed to be, didn't he? And I think they said the end of February. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes back into the squad as well. Because like Ollie Tanner, he didn't play any games for the under 21s. He just come, straight back into the mix, really, didn't he? So it'll be interesting to see how kind of Ruben slots back in. What's your thoughts on that?
It'll take a bit of time, I think. Especially with the injury like he's had, it's going to take him until he gets that first crunching tackle to realise his leg can go again. Do you know what I mean? It's mostly the same with all players. It's a strange one because I don't know. This is going to sound disrespectful, however I say it, but I don't think we've missed him as much as we thought we would. I don't mean that in the bad. I just think other players have stepped up to the mark. Like Kellerman's been outstanding in the 10 for me, and it's good to see you have that though, because that means when Ruben does come back, he has to up his game and to get back in there, and he's going to have to push himself further, and it's going to benefit him as well. I don't know. I don't know if he comes in. I don't know if he gets 10 minutes here and there. Do you play him a couple of times in the 21s just to get his fitness up and the mentality right? I'm not sure what the answer is to that one. I've been really impressed with Kellerman in the 10, but again, I was impressed in playing up top on Tuesday. So.
Ian Dalglish says Peterborough were top 2 seasons ago, 58 points plus 28 goal difference. Bolton were second with 58 points. Portsmouth, Derby and Oxford were promoted. 1 point gained is in reality 2 points dropped. It is, but we're trying to focus on the positives as well, E. Come on. We can't be on here for an hour slating them all. We could, and we probably have done in the past, but not as much this season. I was watching the game today and I thought, I cursed it on Tuesday night saying about Reese's rants. And a guy went through on goal, didn't he? And I thought, here we go. Reese is going to be ranting tonight. But obviously he fluffed it. But we've had a month to get players in. We knew all month to get a left back in. Yeah, we've coming through the comments now. Obviously, we've discussed quite a few of these. Alan Watkins says, bye, Robbo, and thanks. Salek number 2, we need.
I'm probably just pissed in the wind with this one, really. But if Wrexham really are looking to sign another striker, a cheeky loan bid for Kiefer Moore just in the season. I mean, we'll cover his wages. We're worth a shout. I mean, Wrexham.
I don't know. Do you think he'd come back?
I think if he's going to get some game time, I guess another promotion on his belt. I mean, he seems to have to favour the Wrexham. He didn't play. I don't think he started today. I think he was dropped for.
No, Sam Smith scored again, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and they're looking to bring another striker in. So,
what's people's thoughts in the chats? Would you welcome Kiefer Moore back to the club? I know he had a bit of a when we played him in the cup and we kind of dismantled them at their home ground. He had a bit of stick, didn't he? But at the end of the day, he's still a top player. He's a Welsh international, and I was gutted that we couldn't sign him, and he chose to go elsewhere. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the majority of people think having Kiefer Moore back. Can't see it happening, mate, but you never know.
I mean, I don't like the guy personally. I remember when he had during COVID, I think he picked up injuries. We couldn't play, and all of a sudden, and he's playing a week later at other clubs. But I think if you're going to target man, someone who's not going to get, I don't know, if he's on double figures. I think he's in championship for Wrexham. If they are bringing another striker in, he's a sort of player we're looking at. But again, what's happened to our European scout? Our European knowledge. So we've signed Salek from Europe. He came in. Carba came in. So there's other players out there we've been signing before. Why we should be looking at them again if we can.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hi guys, Lincoln fan here. I haven't read this one, mind, so I'm reading it out though. Lincoln fan here. It's going to be a huge game at your place, but so long as we both keep picking up points, I think we'll both be going up. Thanks for tuning in, Bert. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one now. When did you say that was? March, Reece, I think.
March the 7th.
So, yeah, obviously, international break coming up at the end of March. So I think the games now leading up to that are going to be massive. We just need to keep obviously picking up points. But, yeah, I'm not sure if Gavin Gordon, friend of the channel, will be coming down. I know he does a lot of work up in Lincoln. I think he said he was coming down. So it'll be interesting if he does, and we can catch up with Gav. I'll have to ask him, actually. But, yeah, it's going to be talk about a 6-pointer. That could be the decider, but couldn't it? I think.
Again, we got 5 games in February. It's 15 points up for grabs. This is League One. If Tortoise anything, does anything can happen? We could pick up 15 points. They could pick up 3, or they could top of the league by March. This league is so wild. Anything happen. That's why you got to take it game by game. You've just got to go game by game. You can't look too far ahead.
Yeah, tough game next week. Plymouth away. Is that
for them? I think that is.
Yeah, for Lincoln, I was going to say I'm going to Plymouth, and that's not next week. So 21st of Feb that is. So me and my boys going down for that one. I haven't done many away games this year because Josh is playing football now on a Saturday, and he'd rather play football. So I'll start going on my own, I think. When's Robinson's 100-game suspension for too many yellows? He didn't have one today, though, did he? In fairness to him.
Again, hopefully he's learning from, it was a cynical foul on it Tuesday, really. And I think he was a bit lucky to stay on the pitch. But again, he popped up with 2 goals, so who cares?
Yeah, JT, 0 back in for BBM. Now it's affecting results on the pitch. Graham says, don't think we would have won today with Messi. Wouldn't mind giving it a go, though.
Target man.
Yeah. Messi scores the Davis chance at the end. Yeah, he's left-footed. He'd have buried that. JT says, Tan and the board, like I've been saying all month, have wasted the transfer window. We need more than an injury-prone left-back from Liverpool to get us over the line. Has Bagan's contract been sorted yet? Not that I'm aware of, mate. I think you said the other night, didn't you? They've all had discussions, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too sure. Cardiff City fan says, did think Tanner looked dangerous again, as well as Willock. Yeah, I thought they both played really well. Tanner's been fantastic for me since he's come back in, I think. Still got a little bit of rustiness at times on his end product, I think, but he's decent. What are you smirking about?
I just all the notes of Kiefer Moore.
All right, again, coming.
If it's someone who plays someone like that, to be like, take all personal feelings about Kiefer at the pitch, right? I'm not a fan. I don't like the guy. For a target man, he's got great ball control. He's brilliant with the ball at his feet. He can hold the ball up, he can head the ball. 3 things that we have with Salek. I think we need to cover that can do that if Salek is out. I do think a loan is better than buying someone. Again, it's how many people out there like that, though? There's going to be a few, but how many do we know that can perform and do it? again, if he's available for just for a loan, and he gets us over the line, after it's done, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah.
But if he gets us over the line.
Yeah, interesting. Howell Gronow says, heated discussion in the away end regarding Willock. One person was a big fan. One thinks he is very lazy. What are your thoughts? I think I've said this numerous times. I think he's good going forward. I don't think he's got the work ethic perhaps as a Kean Ashford. Tan has upped it massively for me since he's come back, in the ability to, turn and come back to support your right back or your left back. I don't think Willock is at the levels of perhaps an Isaac Davis, a Kean Ashford, and a Tanner for me. I think he's still got a bit of work to do there.
It's a tough. I think when you look at someone like, I don't know, Tanner or Isaac Davis or Ashford on the wing, they're running at players. Willock is a bit smart in that. So he'll cut down his right hand side, look for the pass or the cross instead. So sometimes doesn't carry the ball maybe as long as he should or as long as he could. I think some people then go, he looks lazy. I think last season, you asked me that, and I'd say, yeah, he definitely is. Because last season I thought he was completely different player to what we've seen this year. But I think this year we've seen a more switched on side of him. Like, I think he's more aware of people around him, and I think he leaves the ball off a bit earlier, then he makes a run, or he leaves the ball off sooner rather than keep on to it. I think previously he would cut on the inside and just try and cross it and be wasted or something. I think he's a bit smart with the ball this year, and he doesn't track back. I don't think he's got the legs to track up and down like Kean does or Isaac can. But I don't say he's lazy. I don't think we can call him lazy. I think when you see his performances, especially like Tuesday night, the runs in behind, the runs at defenders and stuff, I don't think we can call him lazy. I just think maybe he doesn't have the ability to do all a defensive dogged chasing and get back forward for 90 minutes.
Philip James, good evening. Thanks for your comments. Some fans saying we don't need signings are the same idiots who said we were too good to go down last season. I'd say that's slightly harsh, Phil.
I thought we were going to win the league last year,
yeah. No, like I said, I think we all knew that we needed cover at left back. Obviously, with the injury to Salek and things as well now. But like I said earlier, I bringing people in the building that are going to obviously make the team better, and we don't want to be bringing 3 or 4 players in just for the sake of it. I think we've got a strong squad. That youngster was on the bench again today. He didn't feature though, did he? Is it Robert Tankiewicz?
Yeah.
So, we got a good group of young players that we can call upon to kind of get us over the line, and I'm fairly confident that we will get over the line with what we've got. But yeah, that left back situation needs resolving ASAP, and potentially a striker for me. But I wouldn't want many more than that in this transfer window. If we do go up to the Championship next year, without shadow of a doubt, we'll need to strengthen in certain areas again. But that's a podcast we'll have in the summer, I think.
But again, I know he'll probably have his targets, but you're thinking, I don't know, I just think we hear all the time now, managers have targets ready for if they get promoted, right? I don't see what the problem is bringing one of them in now, at least. If you are looking at a young winger for next year or something, give them a couple of, bring him in now, get him involved in the first team a bit. 6 months under their belt now, a couple of games here and there.
What's the youngster they brought in from Wolves under 21s? He's supposed to be a pretty good talent, and he's Cody something, is it? Or
I see this the other day. I can't remember his name. I think he's under 21s, like you said. But then there's nothing for the first team, and like we said at the start, we all knew going into January we needed to cover left back, and we did nothing. We had the transfer embargo, and all of the talk was we'll sort that when we need to sort it. Well, that's not really good enough, really, for a club of our stature. It shouldn't be a case of when we need to sign someone, we'll sort it. We should be in this position anyway. We've got to the point now where it's the 31st today now. I think the window closes Monday. Anyone that comes in now is going to be a case, like I said earlier, going to be a case of, is this a panic buy? Is this to keep fans happy? Is this just the 4th or 5th choice? We just don't know now, and we've left it so late. There's no way BBM is going, I don't need no one. I don't need nothing. Every manager you ever speak to will always say the same thing. If you can bring someone better in, I will. And we always hear it, though, there's always money to spend if the manager needs it. I guarantee you he's probably got a list of 5 or 6 players going, he would change us, he would change us, he would change us. And it's probably a case of, no, here's who we got instead for you. We got Wilfred Kanga, don't know him? That's what it comes across like.
Yeah.
And I do feel for him because we don't know how much he's getting back. I know we spoke to someone in this window so far. The player went elsewhere. But surely
I just think we got to be so careful because, there's been clubs who've sacked their manager and his name's touted round. Every time there's a manager sacked at the moment, BBM's name is touted and linked to that job. And I don't think it'll take, I know at the moment he comes across and he speaks really, which you've kind of got to do in front of the press, haven't you?
Yeah.
But deep down, how much of, if he isn't getting the support from behind closed doors, then, you don't know what could happen, do you?
I love BBM, massive fan of it, right? There's no way that if a team comes in from now, say the Championship, and goes, you'll have 10 million to spend if you come to us now. And you can build the style of football you want to build. You've got all the staff you want. Again, no matter how much he likes Cardiff or says likes Cardiff, that's a much more attractive proposition. I just think we've left to the point now where, like I said earlier, anyone comes in now, it's going to be question marks over. There's no way he's going to be happy with this. Again, the team is brilliant. We all love the team we got, but we all recognise that we need to cover the certain positions. The fact the only person we brought in is a keeper, at the time when we bought him in, we had 4 keepers in the club. You're thinking, is that really a priority? I know Jack was off to Huddersfield. Ethan was off to New York.
Are you all right with that as well now? I know he was a bit upset earlier, weren't you?
Oh, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe we've got rid of all that, man. Cement shoes. What are we going to do now, But again, you had 4 keepers in the club at that point. There was no urgency to send another keeper. Am I happy with saying one? Yeah, of course. We moved 2 out, brought someone young in. But other positions need a priority. And it just seems to be a lack of transparency for the club about what's happening really with that. And it's frustrating.
Never in the world is Mo coming back. And no, I wouldn't let him back. If he'd done a job for us, I'd be happy to have him back. Mark Cox says, should I spare a thought for my work colleagues tomorrow after County's shit show today? Nah, balls to them, but.
Apparently, they're on the relegation battle either. They're not. They can't win a game, but they're on the relegation battle.
I don't think Kiefer Moore's gone down too well, so yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
Again, like I said, I'm not a fan of the guy. I didn't like his antics when he was with us. It's the kind of player we need to come in for cover for Salek. If it helps us get us over the line, we did it years ago with Gary Medine. I still understand it, but Warnock said he was vital to get us over the line. I think it was 6 million wasted.
I'd rather have Kanga back, if I'm honest, but there we go.
Don't know, because the club will probably push that on BBM now.
Rather Callum Patterson, he'd be cheaper too. He's banging the goals in now. He might not be as cheap as you think.
Love Pat
last weekend, didn't he, I think?
Yeah, absolutely love Pat. His work ethic. Chased every ball. Got stuck into every challenge. What a strange signing that was. Couldn't defend. Right back. Signed injured. Plays up front for us.
Yeah, incredible. Patterson's a shout. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'd rather recall Keon Atete again.
Not that desperate yet. I think he played today for St Mirren, actually.
Cardiff City fan. Sorry, buddy. I don't know if you've seen, but I'm not Ryan. I do match day vlogs. He subbed to me and I'm subbed to him. You were the guy, dark hair, that sits next to Ryan. I think I've seen the two of you together potentially. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep supporting the team and getting our content out there, buddy. Keep it going. How much is promotion to the Championship worth to a club? I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo, if I'm honest, but it's got to be TV rights, and you would get more money, wouldn't you? And
yeah, more TV games, probably get more fans to the door.
Sponsors as well, and probably you have a more chance of
value players goes up, value club goes up. I mean, if you're a Championship club, you can ask for, say, £100 million instead of £50 million for a League One club. I mean, all that goes into it because you're closer to the Premier League. It depends on, as an owner, what you think. I mean, you could say it's worth £100 million to us as an owner. Or you could say it's worth nothing because we've achieved that. I'm not sure how it works though, but
yeah. Enjoy Your Fishing says, realistically, Bolton and Stockport aren't going to win every game. So as long as you average 2 points per game, you'll be fine. Which is what I think we're just over that at the moment, aren't we? So, but I think we looked at the table, didn't we, again, before we come on live, and I think second, third and fourth place have all won 4 out of their last 5. I think we've drawn 3 and won 2. So, yes, need to keep picking up them wins. Is there another comment you was having a chuckle at, Embert, is it?
Oh, we got a Swansea fan in there, looks like.
Oh, happy days. I love the fact that they tune into Cardiff. I would never contemplate putting a Swansea City podcast on and watching anything of it.
Again, the help of the channel, because now the algorithms get better now for them. So cheers for this.
Yeah, happy days. When I get to you, I'll ban you now, you prick, so don't worry about it. I wonder if Voice that we sign might get games if we can't get a left back in. He's looked very good in the under-21s there. That's that chap from Wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, I say Voice, sorry, yeah. Again, it's another one for the under-21s, and let's be honest, that academy now is becoming a success story, that under-21 side is, so I'm all for them signing players.
Yeah, I agree. Mark Cox says, I only got to give a week's notice to Tesco's, have Boots can play for minimum wage. Oh, brilliant.
I'd play for free, but for Cardiff, I'd play for free. I'd leave a mark on a player as well, I would.
Now, I know this comment, you'll be all over this. Tactic, go to Leyton Orient, get Ballard, travel to Doncaster and Pinchot and Bailey, and then we walk over to the big teams and nick their best under 21s. I know you're a big fan of Ballard, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been saying since the start of the season we should have signed him. I think he plays anyone across the front 4, pacey, in behind, deadly. And again, if you've got him now, give him 6 months under the belt, say he costs 4 million, 6 months under the belt, promoted, he's worth £15 million in the Championship end. I mean, Finazaz, I think, was at Plymouth, League One, gets the Championship, gets sold on for big money. I'd be all over it, but again, I don't think we'd spend the money needed to bring him in.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, a couple of comments from Serious Fan Bart. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. If Keon has played for St Mirren, that rules him out for us for the season. That would be his second club.
Yeah.
Well, so we couldn't recall him back off loan?
You can, but you just can't play for us, Sol. So you can't play for more than 2 teams in the calendar season. So he's played for Rotherham in the league, and now he's played the league game for St Mirren. He won't be playing the league of Cardiff.
My God. No, I haven't got the right person in, but sorry. But yeah, I'll have a little look at that later.
Chuck it in the comments. The link to your thing.
Cardiff City _fan. So anybody wants to look at matchday vlogs, have a little look. Then his first one against Doncaster. So keep him going, buddy. Keep enjoying it. How many times will Hugo dive to the floor next weekend? Will Fish will wrap him up. I think that's until Lawler's back now. Would you say Fish and Chambers is probably the way forward, or do you think he'll still tinker and chop and change with Osho as well?
I think he'll tinker and change and tinker the team a bit. I think when you got someone like Hugo, he might go back to Osho and get 2 strong centre halves to bully him, and maybe he sees that, he gets stuck into him and leave a mark on him, It's one of those where it's going to be different in every week, and let's be honest, it'll be a different starting 11 now next week than it was today, so...
Yeah, definitely, but it'll be interesting to see what happens now, and obviously with the transfer window closing on Monday, I'll be glued to the updates that come through on my phone, but we shall see what happens. We will be finishing in the next couple of minutes, guys. Just before we do, a massive push for us on members and joining the channel. There's a variety of ways you can do it. You can scan the QR code just above Reese's head there, or you can sign up through Cardiff City World on YouTube. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can help support the channel. I'm pretty sure Simon's very close to announcing the next live event as well, which is due to be in March. I think March the 13th, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's a big one. And one of the benefits of becoming a member is you get 24-hour early access to the tickets. This one will sell out quick as well. So,
I think this
it'll be a good one.
Hopefully this one is going to be open and honest and is going to say a lot of stuff that's happened. And I'm really keen to hear this one. I really am. Yeah,
it'll be a good one. Fair play. I'm looking forward to it. So, yes. So if you can help support the channel by becoming a member, it'd be massive. It'd be really appreciated. Simon has got the Rumour Mill podcast out video out for members. I think he said Monday. Am I right in saying Monday?
I think he said Monday, yeah. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, we shall see, but it will be out. Enjoy your fishing. Oh, cheers, lads. Chat. Have a good one. Cheers, Paul, Mr. Regular. Enjoy your fishing. Thanks for tuning in tonight, my friend. Good luck for the rest of the season, lads, apart from when you play us.
Same to you. Good luck for the rest of the season unless you play us.
We are discussing bringing players in. Would you want to see anyone go out, whether that's selling or to get some game time? Not a bad one to finish up on, that one.
Difficult, really, isn't it?
I don't think anybody in the current squad, then I wouldn't. There may be a couple of under-21s, perhaps. But, yeah, there's no one in our current matchday squad, I don't think, that I'd want to go out on loan, to be fair. I think we need as many bodies in the building now, unless we can bring more in. But I don't think it's going to happen.
That's it. Depends who comes in, really, doesn't it? If you bring in 2 full-backs, for example, do you then loan Capaccio out? If 2 full-backs come in, if you bring in another striker, do you loan out, I don't know, one of the forward youngsters, the players? When Naikawa, I think was mentioned earlier, he's only on a bench today for Newport.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a smart move, loan him out to them? They're struggling. I mean, he's not having a good time on there.
People have said Capaccio maybe alone. If that was to happen, I think that'd be bonkers, given that he covers left back at the moment. It'll all depend on if that left back comes. But, you know, if NG picks up an injury, we're relying on Fish or Chambers then to go there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I just don't think that's going to happen, really. But who knows? What do I know? But thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. I'll let you go now. You can get your nibbles and your popcorn ready for match of the day. Myself will be back next Saturday evening. Keep posted on the channel now for everything that's coming through the week. There'll be, I'm not sure, is there going to be like a transfer deadline day member show on Monday? There was talk of it, wasn't it?
I think me and Rob are doing the deadline day members show. I think it'll probably be on for like an hour. I don't know what time it'll be on because it closes at 7 o'clock. But 7 o'clock is the call-in show, isn't it? The phone-in show. So I'm not sure what we're going to do for that. Unless we do 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Potentially, that could be on the card. So plenty of content out there. Si will be back as well with a breakdown tomorrow. So get on that and have a little look at that. And then another full week next week. Like I said, appreciate every single one of you tuning in, getting involved, putting comments on. If you're not a member, get on the bandwagon, get involved. And just remember, we are still top of the league.
Bluebirds.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the Spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.